another matchroom fighter, Edgar Berlanga, is being rumored, reported, I mean, it's been going on all year, that he could potentially fight Canelo. What kind of information or what could you offer us in terms of how likely that fight is to occur?
I think we're in the hat. You know, I think that's the best way to explain it, really. I mean, he's the mandatory challenger. You know, I've heard some talks about Chris Eubank Jr. and Charlo. I don't see them as commercially viable fights. I don't really see them as competitive fights. I like our guy, Edgar Berlanga. He's Puerto Rican. He's a character. He's a huge puncher, and he'll come to fight. It's a tough fight. Canelo, pound for pound, great. You know, one of the top fighters in the world. But I think Edgar Berlanga's the fight to make. And obviously, we wait for the call. Been a few conversations, nothing major. But he's mandatory challenger. You know, he deserves the opportunity. Mexico, Puerto Rico will lend itself to a huge clash. And hopefully he's the one who gets the call. You know, against Canelo, you wait for the pick. That's what you do. You know, and hopefully the pick is us.
There you go. In a couple weeks, August 3rd, LA, we got Crawford Madrimov headlining a huge card. What are your thoughts? And I know you've shared some before, but do you hold firm to the belief that Crawford's in for more than he possibly knows? Or
yeah, I'm biased because we represent Madrimov.
Sure.
But I'll tell you what, he's a hell of a fighter. I mean, his movement's fantastic. He's very, very strong. He's a big 154-pounder. He punches very, very hard. And, you know, like anything, there's a lot of plans beyond Madrimov for Crawford. And I think he's very dangerous. You know, it's his first fight at 54. How do you know how he's going to be up there? How do you know how he's going to respond to the power of Israel Madrimov? But he's a brilliant fighter. And, you know, he's a big favourite against Madrimov. But we've got a sneaky feeling we're going to upset the apple cart in Los Angeles on what is a huge Riyadh season card August 3rd.
Yeah, and then obviously His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh spoke about his desire to make Crawford Canelo a real thing. You know, Crawford shows out in that fight. How likely do you think it is that we see Crawford Canelo?
I think if Crawford wins the fight, you know, I don't think that's a fight that Sal is thinking about or is overly excited about. It's my opinion. But it's a fight that he would take if the money was right. And that's the key with Sal. You know, if the deal is right, he'll fight anybody. So we'll see if the Crawford fight happens. For me, I think more realistically, it's Jaron Boots Ennis against Terence Crawford. I know that His Excellency is a big Jaron Boots Ennis fan as well. But we want to take care of business at 147 before we move to 54. But for me, Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is arguably the best fight in the sport of boxing. But we've all got business to take care of.
Sure.
And if Madrimov can do the business, there'll be no conversation about that anyway.
There you go.